PP. I'm going to jump into today's question. Hi Nikki, my new stepdad and I disagree on a lot of things around the house, and it's hard because a majority of those things are based on how he tries to parent my autistic brother, my sister, and myself along with his 2 kids, and it's been something I've been struggling with lately. How would you go about handling the situation? All right, there are a couple things I think you could do, or kind of just thoughts I have on that. The first thing I think is the most obvious, and that would be going to your stepdad and having a actual conversation with him. And you know, if that scares you, like, I'm the kind of person that anytime there is any kind of confrontation, I get really nervous for a couple reasons. A, I don't like invalidating other people necessarily, being like, no, you're not right, but I really want to get my point across, so it makes me really nervous. I guess that doesn't really matter, but the point is, when I go into like confrontation type situations, I try to write notes beforehand, and I don't think that that's lame. Like, even if you talk to your stepdad and you're like, hey, do you think that we could go and get Starbucks like after you get home from work tomorrow or whatever, to go with the notes and be like, I know this is lame, but I've been wanting to talk to you and I brought notes because I just want to make sure I say what's on my mind. So you can acknowledge the fact that it might feel kind of weird that you brought notes, but that you just wanted to make sure that the talk was effective. So that's the first route to go, and really just letting him know how you feel and letting him know in a way that isn't like defensive, if that makes sense, because people operate from where they're operating from because they think it's the right way to operate from. So if you're going to be defensive or angry, he's probably doing what he's doing for what he thinks is a good reason. So if you get defensive or upset or really like state things as fact, he will get upset and defensive and be like, whoa, like, so when you approach him, make sure he knows that it's, if you do that, that it's how you're feeling, but you're open to hearing why he's doing, you know, certain things. Because the bottom line is, you might be right, but you're also not an adult with 5 kids yet. So you also might be missing some things from the bigger picture. Like, there might be a huge canvas here and you're looking at it so close, you don't see all the other things around it. So really approach it as like a genuine conversation to try to understand him more, and for him to try to understand you more, and for you guys to really be able to talk. Now, I know that this all sounds way easier said than done. I feel like I give these little pep talks and I make things sound like, wow, thanks, so easy, but it's actually really hard. I have a hard time doing like serious conversations or confrontation, but I think that that's a good way to approach it. Now, that being said, if you have already done that and that did not go over well, or if you know that your stepdad is not even going to be the kind of person that's going to take that conversation seriously, or he won't go out with you, whatever, which by the way, I still recommend asking before you write it off, then my other encouragement to you would be to just be the best sister you can be, in the sense that, like, you know, love on your siblings, live your life, and kind of start setting your life up for the future, because you're only going to be at home with everyone for so long. And I mean that in a couple ways. A, you know, to try to enjoy the time while you have it, but B, to know that that's not like eternity for you, that you're going to be building another life and you're going to be growing up and setting up your own life. So to know, like, all right, well, you know, this isn't like the worst situation in the world. You know, I'm not being beaten up, but I don't like love this here right now. So I'm just going to make the best of it and know that I'm not going to be here forever. You know, every family has their own little dance. Sometimes that's like within your own family. Like, I've moved out of my parents' house and I like it better because while I enjoyed, you know, living with my parents and my family, I have my own little routine and rhythm that I get to do now that I'm out on my own. So I don't see that as like a bad thing or like a rebellious thing. It's just kind of like a natural progression of life. So I don't know if I just went on a huge rant. I feel like I might have. I hope there was something helpful in that, but good luck with that. And with that being said, I'm going to open up Twitter. Okay guys, so the Twitter question says, hi, I have a chronic medical condition called adrenal fatigue. I actually know exactly what that is. I have a family member that has that. Because of this illness, I have lost hope. How do I stay positive? Okay, Two things. First one is I would highly recommend anyone with any illness, this just is a across the board thing, I would highly recommend to not give up. I think that science and medicine and holistic medicine, everything is constantly developing, and I think that there's this thing, like my mom and I have talked about this before, like my sister and I had an illness a few years ago that lasted for like a long time, and you know, we're still kind of dealing with the reminiscences of that, if that's the right word, but like I think that you have two options. It's like you either roll over and die, you just give up, or you keep fighting. And as long as you're here, it's like I would rather, I guess, keep fighting. And I know I'm not the one in your shoes, but that's the first thing I want to say is like, know that like there is hope, and I think you should keep going, exploring all different kinds of things, you know, checking out different doctors, trying to really improve your body through exercise and diet, and just trying to be the best you can be and treating your body really, really well, because obviously like it's feeling it right now with the adrenal fatigue syndrome. So that would be my first thing. And the second thing is, which kind of ties into the first one, is put your brain in a place of like hope, meaning like stay around positive stuff, stay moving and active, eat well, listen to like inspiring podcasts and people that really help you be the best you can be. I don't know if you're a Christian, but I really feel like reading the Bible is really helpful. And yeah, I think that's it. Just keep yourself around positive stuff, if that makes sense. I feel like that can sound kind of corny, but I fully believe in it, that submersing your mind in positive, helpful, uplifting things is really good. So I feel like I was just about to drag that sentence on to just repeat the same thing. So I guess that's it. Good luck with that. I know that that is not a fun thing to have. So yeah, send your messages to Ask Nikki P, or your questions to asknikkiP@gmail.com, or hashtag AskNikkiP. I will see you all very soon. I hope you have a really great rest of the day, and yeah, bye. Hey Nikki, how do you get along with your boyfriend/husband's family when you feel that they don't really like you?